10 biggest lies King Charles told Camilla. Number 10, the royal family versus Camilla. Even though Charles and Camilla's relationship was very serious, Camilla was viewed negatively by the royals, but Diana, she was received with open arms. That was probably because Camilla was Charles's former flame while Diana was the young and innocent bride. Plus, let's be real, nobody wants to upset Queen Elizabeth. But even in the midst of all this drama and tabloid fodder, there is always a silver lining. And for Camilla, that is her sense of humor. Yeah, Camilla Parker Bowles' sense of humor. Who would have thought? In fact, it's said that she often uses her wit to diffuse tense situations with the royal family. Camilla also has a knack for making people feel comfortable and at ease. She often breaks the ice with self-deprecating jokes, poking fun at her own reputation or appearance. And even though some may see this as a defense mechanism, I choose to see it as a charming and endearing quality. After all, who doesn't love someone who can make themselves laugh and others? Number 9, just a mistress. Former couple Princess Diana and then Prince Charles gave birth to Prince William in 1982 and Harry in 1984. By 1986, Charles had revived his former flame, Camilla. As the story goes, Charles had long been in love with Camilla. In 1995, Diana did an interview with BBC's Panorama and revealed her husband's affair with Camilla, famously saying, "There were 3 of us in this marriage." So it was a bit crowded. That quote was definitely a mic drop moment and showed that even royalty is not immune to infidelity. But who is Camilla really? She's often portrayed as the villain in the love triangle between Charles and Diana, or just known as simply the notorious mistress. To understand Camilla, we have to go back to her childhood. She was born into a wealthy family and attended prestigious schools. She was an outgoing and fun-loving girl, but also known for her sharp wit and humor. Her marriage to Andrew in 1973 seemed like a fairy tale at first, but it quickly became apparent that the couple had different interests and values. They both had affairs throughout their marriage, with Camilla's most notable being with Charles. Camilla's relationship with Charles was put on hold while he married Diana, but they continued their affair throughout Charles's marriage. In fact, Camilla even attended royal events with Charles and Diana without anyone knowing her true relationship with Charles. Number 8, unfit for the King of England. Charles and Camilla first met in the 70s. The prince fell in love right away after they were introduced by friends. However, their love story was anything but a fairy tale, as Camilla was already in a relationship with Andrew, whom she eventually married in 1973. Despite this initial obstacle, Prince Charles always held a special place in his heart for Camilla. He even gifted her the same bracelet he gave to Diana years later when they got engaged. But the royal family, particularly Queen Elizabeth, did not approve of their relationship and pressured Charles to end things with Camilla. However, as they say, love knows no boundaries, and the two continued to see each other in secret. Eventually, Camilla and Andrew divorced in 1995, while Charles's marriage to Diana fell apart shortly after. The couple faced intense media scrutiny and public backlash for their affair, with Camilla being labeled as the other woman who broke up a marriage. But despite all the criticism and disapproval, Charles and Camilla remained steadfast in their love for each other. They finally tied the knot in a low-key civil ceremony in 2005, making Camilla the Duchess of Cornwall. The Queen did not attend the wedding, but she gave her blessing to the couple, showing that even the strictest of monarchs can have a change of heart. Number 7, unpopular Queen. Camilla was not a popular choice among the general public, and she was also unpopular with royal family members. She was seen by many as an adulterer who had ruined Princess Diana's life. However, Charles was unwilling to give Camilla up again. But let's be real, who would want to give up Camilla? She may not have been the most popular choice for Charles's wife, but she definitely has a sense of humor. In fact, many say that her witty remarks and down-to-earth personality are what helped her win over the royal family in the end. One of Camilla's most famous moments was when she joked about her own unpopularity during a public event. When asked by a reporter if she was getting used to the public's negative response towards her, Camilla replied with a sly smile, "You mean, am I getting used to people throwing eggs at me? Oh yes, it's becoming quite a regular occurrence." Her quick wit and ability to make fun of herself won over most of the avid anti-Camilla supporters. Number 6, public reaction. Charles' second wife Camilla is unlikely to be forgiven for her role in the breakdown of the Wales marriage because of Diana's legacy, which has won her a new generation of admirers. In In the early 90s, when Charles appeared to confirm rumors that he had been having an affair during an interview with Jonathan Dimbleby in 1994, Camilla became a person of interest to the British press. She was dubbed the Other Woman and received widespread condemnation for her role in the dissolution of Charles and Diana's marriage. However, as time passed, public opinion shifted. In 2005, after years of speculation and rumors, Charles and Camilla finally tied the knot in a civil ceremony at Windsor Guildhall. While some still held resentment towards Camilla for her past actions, many began to see her in a different light. As she took on the role of Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla proved to be a loyal and devoted partner to Charles. Despite that, some people still hold on to their negative opinions of Camilla. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Princess Diana's former butler Paul Burrell stated that Camilla will never be accepted as queen, but as the years go by, it seems that Camilla's role as the Duchess of Cornwall and her genuine warmth and humor have helped to create a more positive public perception. And while there may always be those who hold on to their negative opinions of Camilla and refuse to forgive her for their past actions, it seems that the majority of the public has moved on from the scandal. Number 5, the impact of Diana's passing. Commentators were almost unanimous in their belief that Charles would never marry Camilla, even if she had been his love of his life. Despite the national outrage and finger-pointing over Diana's passing, perhaps Charles, as the current king, felt that he could not take such a risk and tarnish the image of the monarchy, but fate had other plans. On to number 4, the royal affair, which is no big secret. The Princess of Wales was very much aware of Charles cheating on her with Camilla. His mistress at the time was regarded as a villain long before Diana and Charles filed for divorce. On top of that, she was resented up until the untimely passing of Diana in '97. The public's opinion of Camilla slowly but surely began to shift from being seen as the other woman to now being King Charles's wife and the new Queen of England. She's definitely had quite the ride. Number 3, backlash. Charles's troubled past has been exposed numerous times now that he is king. He was accused of trying to get the British government to do some shady things for him. A senior member of parliament dubbed Charles Britain's best informed lobbyist after it was revealed in 2015 that he had received secret documents about the British government's inner workings that not even elected ministers had seen. The royal engaged in personal lobbying efforts to senior politicians about a variety of topics, including illegal fishing of the Patagonian toothfish and orders of military helicopters during the Iraq War, according to 27 memos that were provided to The Guardian and dubbed the Black Spider memos due to Charles's scrawl. Clarence House stated at the time that it is typical for heirs to the throne to be briefed on political topics. However, critics argued that members of the royal family should avoid politics. King Charles's political activism raises the question of whether he will be a politically outspoken monarch. According to University of Chicago historian James Vaughn, who spoke to Politico, the question mark would be, would he try to use his role in the unwritten constitution to influence the British government's politics and thinking more than his mother probably ever wanted to? Number 2, confrontation. Diana felt she had to give her husband's mistress a piece of her mind after being advised by friends to ignore suspicions of an affair between her husband, Charles, and longtime friend Camilla. Diana confronted Camilla boldly, saying, "I'd just like you to know that I know exactly what is going on." Despite the Princess of Wales' claim that she was terrified of Camilla. By claiming she had no idea what Diana was talking about, Camilla attempted to refute the allegation. Diana recalled Camilla saying that she could have all the men in the world and everything she could ever want. Diana replied to Camilla, "I want my husband," when asked what else she would want. And number 1, the palace staff. The Prince of Wales' affair with the Duchess of Cornwall, which occurred while Charles was married to Diana, is well known to everyone at this point. It's safe to assume that some members of the royal family are not satisfied with the fact that the affair was getting screen time on Netflix's The Crown Season 4, making it by far one of the biggest royal relationship scandals. However, juicy details about their affair, like this rare quote from a former employee of Prince Charles, are harder to come by. The former employee, who wishes to remain anonymous for obvious reasons, stated that working at the palace was like being part of a dramatic soap opera. According to them, they once witnessed Charles and Camilla having a heated argument in one of the palace corridors. The source added that it was so intense that they could hear their voices from down the hall. But that isn't the only spicy gossip from a former palace staff. Reports have also surfaced of Charles and Diana's volatile marriage, with one staff member describing it as walking on eggshells. It seems like even royal employees were aware of the tension between the couple, which ultimately led to their highly publicized divorce. And let's not forget about the infamous love triangle between Diana, Charles, and Camilla. The former palace staff member revealed that it was common knowledge amongst the employees that Charles still had strong feelings for Camilla despite being married to Diana. In fact, they claim to have witnessed several secret meetings between the two at the palace. But don't be fooled into thinking that all that drama is in the past. The palace staff are still privy to juicy details about the royal family's personal lives, whether it's Prince William and Kate Middleton's supposed arguments or Harry and Meghan's rumored tensions with other members of the family. The palace employees have a front row seat to all the royal gossip. But that is all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy news on your favorite royals and other celebrities, and I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.